Hi everyone, welcome to the fourth episode of Career Experts podcast. And today we are bringing to you someone who has done masters in public health from India. And she has been my senior in college, one of the most helpful people that I know, and one of those who can give you a lot more insight into what goes on in the field of public health. So, without me giving away too much, I will just let her introduce herself. Her name is Dr. Juhi Joshy. So, ma'am, could you please give us a small introduction about what yourself?
Yes, you have to stop calling me ma'am. I'll just start with that.
नहीं हो
Okay.
सकता.
Uh, anyway, hello everyone. I am Dr. Juhi Joshi, and as Anahita stated, I've completed my BDS from Manipal College of Dental Sciences, Mangalore, and then I went on to do my master's in public health from Indian Institute of Public Health, Gandhinagar. And currently, I work as a research analyst in a health economics and outcomes research company called Pharmalytics.
Nice. And what position are you working at? Matlab, there are different domains in the public health field. So what is your current designation?
I work as a research analyst and basically dealing with. So I will explain what HEOR is, where I work currently. So you will have an idea as to what goes on and what kind of work that I do. So basically, what HEOR is health economics and outcomes research. So it is the confluence of two fields, health economics and outcomes research, and it is
Right.
a part of economic analysis. So what we basically do is we gather and find a lot of data from existing economic, epidemiological, clinical, and whatever published evidence is there. We collect that and we help uh, healthcare decision makers or pharmaceutical companies or HTA bodies, those are health technology assessment bodies, to make informed decisions about whatever healthcare decisions that have to be made. Basically, we collect evidence for that. So that is the
Okay.
kind of work that I do. It is research intensive. It's basically based on systematic reviews and meta-analysis. That is the research design that we use. So yeah, it's a lot of numbers, a lot of reading research papers and things like that.
Nice. That sounds pretty interesting. Like सुन के ही लग रहा है बहुत research intensive होगा.
It is.
But if you like it, then nothing like it. Like if you like the field that you're in, so nothing like it. Okay. So,
Hmm.
ma'am, could you also, I can never stop calling you ma'am. So, ma'am, could you also tell us why you decided to pursue an MPH after BDS? Because most of my clients or anyone who approaches me, their bigger question is how do we know we should pursue it? So, what was your reason behind the decision?
Okay, so when I was in when we were in our final year and we were approaching our internship, I think at that time only it became very clear to me that I don't see myself in the clinical sector in the longer run. And I'm glad that that clarity somehow, fell upon me and that enlightenment was there. So at that point itself, I started looking at what else can be done if I don't want to pursue the clinical field. So at that time, there was a workshop that was conducted in our college itself, at MCODS itself, which was called Dentistry and Beyond. And in that, they spoke about uh, career options, you know, beyond dentistry, basically beyond the clinical side of it. And there they talked about MPH and even MHA and courses like that. And at that time, I remember MPH, seeming interesting to me. And I also want to say that at that time, not a lot of people were diversifying. Like right now, how people are diversifying. Okay, I think I'm making myself sound too old with that. But yeah, at that time, not many people were diversifying, but there were a few seniors who were in the public health field. I even talked to them as to, how the preparing for exams goes or how the field is, what kind of jobs are there, and and when you talk to a person who is currently studying or working in that field, it's always very, very helpful. I think the insights are very personal, and there's a lot to take from that. So that also that backed up my confidence that yes, I can do it. Then I did my own research as to what can be done, looking at colleges, speaking to people from there, and things like that. And yeah, I arrived on a decision that I want to go into this field. That's how I took up MPH.
I think that is one of the greatest things that you would have done is, actually make an informed decision कि मैं पहले सबसे बात करके देखूंगी and then getting into it rather than just doing it because अभी क्या जैसे आपने बोला although yes ma'am is not she's just year senior to me so 2013 batch passed out in 2018 बट हाँ तब
Hmm.
2018 में कोई इतने ज्यादा लोग नहीं डाइवर्सिफाई कर रहे थे जितना अभी कर रहे हैं So right now
Yes.
everyone just says कि हमें MPH करना है. तो my question is क्यों करना है? Is it because you like it or is it because everyone else is doing? So they're like MDS नहीं करना तो MPH करना है. I'm like नहीं. That is not
Hmm.
how that works. You really need to
Yeah.
analyze and assess if you like that field and
Yes.
then get into it
Hmm.
more than
Hmm.
anything
Hmm.
else.
Yes. Very correct.
Moving on to another good question, which I feel is a good question. What is Masters in Public Health? And can you just give us thoda bahut insights into it?
Hmm. Okay, I would start with saying what public health is. So, public health essentially is a discipline that addresses health on a population or community level. It is not individual centric, how you seek healthcare when you go to a hospital or a clinic. It's not like that. It is for the whole population at a community level. So, that is what public health is. Then there are different realms of public health, like there are different opportunities or fields that you can explore. It's very vast. It is interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary. So there are what happens in Masters of Public Health is essentially we are trained as public health professionals and we are trained to look at health from a more holistic perspective. That is what happens.
Right.
And yeah, it has uh, a lot of different fields in it. For example, I can say there's epidemiology of communicable or non-communicable diseases. Then there's maternal and child health. There's public health nutrition. There's program management, monitoring and evaluation. It is vast. It's very vast. Yeah, so that's what essentially happens in Masters of Public Health. It is research intensive also as a field.
Okay. जो तो सुन के ही लग रहा है that it is research intensive. So I feel if someone is interested, this is a good option in research. This is a good option to go for. Apart from that, ma'am, abhi when you were just speaking, I got another question. कि when let's say you have a cohort, आपका जो भी batch बना है ना public health, तो वहाँ पे किस fields के like which all people can do, which people like sorry, what bachelors do people do before coming into public health? Because bachelors in public health जैसा कुछ नहीं होता. As of what I know.
Yes,
Huh.
good question. That's a good question. Okay, from what I have learned in the curriculum, I think anyone can do masters in public health if you have a drive towards improving health for the community. I think anyone can do. But of course, if you have medical knowledge in your bachelor's, if you're a doctor, be it any kind of doctor, MBBS, BAMS, BDS, BHMS, physiotherapy, anything, that definitely helps because there is a lot of medical terms and definitions that we deal with. Yeah, but we had in my batch itself, there were so many different kind of people, right? It's actually very brilliant studying with them. You get to learn so many things from so many different kinds of people. So there were people from the nutrition background. There were people from pharmacy background. Then, of course, majority of people were people who had done BDS. Needless to say, yeah. And then there were people from MBBS, BAMS background, also even homeopathy, physiotherapy. Yeah, all kinds of people actually you meet. But there are some colleges. There could be some colleges. I'm not very sure about which college, but they would want essentially a medical degree, a bachelor's medical degree to pursue MPH. There are colleges like that as well, but I would say anyone can do MPH. It's a beautiful course if you have a drive towards healthcare and improving health for people.
Right. That's actually good to know because we don't know कि कौन जाता है उसमें. So that's also something that, can help people.
Yeah. Okay.
When you decide, you took the decision of getting into MPH, but there are a lot of colleges in India, and of course, there are some good colleges, there are bad colleges. So, how did you go about choosing your course in college? What were some of the decisions that you took? Would you recommend that people don't go ahead for certain colleges and go ahead for certain specific colleges? So, could you shed some light on that as well?
Okay. So I would like to start by naming a few colleges that provide this course. Okay. So there is, starting with, there is Tata Institute of Social Sciences, it is Mumbai. Then there are IIPH, Indian Institute of Public Health, a lot of them, which is under Public Health Foundation of India. So there's IIPH Delhi, Gandhinagar, Hyderabad, I think Shillong also, and then there is Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute of Medical Sciences and Technology, Trivandrum. That is also a good college. Then we have PGI Chandigarh, which is Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research. Then we have our very own Manipal's Prasanna School of Public Health.
Public health.
Yes. So these are the few colleges that are coming on the top of my head and which provide a promising course. So how I chose is that um, so there were a few seniors who were studying at TIS, right? So TIS was my target college to get in, but I did not. So this basically all these colleges have their own entrance examinations that you have to clear. So I was not able to cut after the interview process of that college. And my second option was always IIPH because it is led by Public Health Foundation of India, and I had heard good things about it. So that's how I went ahead with IIPH Gandhinagar. Yeah, I think essentially that is the only thinking that I did. I knew that I wanted to get into TIS, and if I don't get into TIS, IIPH would be my option, and I took it that way. Yeah,
Right.
and it has turned out fine.
Pretty well,
Great.
obviously.
Yeah,
Obviously.
yeah.
तो मैम, is there any, like, are there any, जैसे let's say, are there any colleges which people should not go for? मतलब, I'm not saying कि हम किसी college को ऐसे bad mouth कर रहे हैं, but in general, because obviously after doing a master's degree, you do look at कि हाँ, you want a good stable job and income, but do all colleges provide it? Because in sense, let's say MBA में ऐसा नहीं होता. MBA में some colleges are good, some colleges are not that great. So similarly, is that the case with MPH as well?
Now, if we compare it with MBA is a more established course. Like,
Right.
I think ages se karte aa rahe hain log. MPH might not be like that. So
Right.
I think the options that we have is also limited,
Limited.
right? Yeah.
Right.
So we cannot say, I don't think we can pick out good and bad colleges. Yeah. Yeah, like the colleges that are a part of, for example, like how I named PGI Chandigarh, that is
Right.
a medical college, right?
Right.
And they have a school of public health and community medicine,
Right.
right? So I think these kind of colleges give you a very first-hand experience since it is a part of a medical college, right? But then how Indian Institute of Public Health is, it is only about public health. There's nothing else that is going on there, right? There's
Right.
just health. There are courses in health administration, public health, and things like that. So what I'm trying to say is all places will have their own advantages and
Right.
disadvantages. But MPH is, I don't think we have a lot of options for colleges. So yeah, whatever is there, I think they are doing pretty good, pretty well. I think the student intake has been great. So yes, I would say I don't think there are bad colleges like that. It's just that it's your decision, your instincts, and your activities that matter.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So, ma'am, the next thing that I wanted to, एक question मेरे को इसी से ऐसे bifurcate में आया was, let's say, you've done an MPH. So, is it a globally recognized degree? जैसे हमारा जो degree है BDS, it's not recognized outside. We have to do some licensing procedures to practice. So post MPH, which mostly I think कि obviously नहीं होगा recognized because public health is specific to the country that you're
Yeah.
doing it in.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
what are there good, like, because people have asked me this, that can we go out after doing an MPH from India? Is that a possibility or no?
I don't think I don't think I know a lot about this because this is something that I've not explored that much. But there are courses like Doctor of Public Health courses that are there outside, and they
Okay.
need a master's before that, a master's in public health, which is
Okay.
essential. So I think in those cases, our degree might help, but I
Right.
don't know if it is recognized completely outside as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I
Hmm.
think mostly नहीं होगा, because यहाँ का public health, if you compare it to the UK or maybe the US, तो obviously
Hmm.
जमीन आसमान का फर्क है, because we
Yeah,
have different issues.
all countries have different public health needs. That is
Right.
also there. Different continents have different public health needs. So yeah, it
Obviously.
might be different. Hmm.
Right. Okay. So, ma'am, next question is, why did you choose to do this course from India? Again, a very popular question people ask is, should we do it from India or abroad? So, why did you choose to do it from here? And are colleges here as good as abroad? Although we've touched on it a bit just as the previous question, ma'am, but your insights on it.
Yeah, okay. So personally speaking, for me, I think at that point in time, this was the best decision for me, doing it in India, whatever personal, financial reasons, I would say.
Right.
And if so, like we touched upon in the last question as well, yes, all countries have their own public health needs. So, क्या better रहेगा या क्या बुरा रहेगा? I don't think we can answer it like that. We are taught what is needed in the hour, what is the need of the hour. So it's important to excel that way.
Right.
But yes, if you are looking to go outside and make a mark over there, more be more globally prominent in
Recognized.
that
Yeah.
sector, then you must definitely explore courses that provide you that. So yeah, that is how I would answer this question.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. I think it depends on whether you want to stay here or you want to go outside. If you want
Yes,
to go
yes.
outside, तो बाहर से करो. If you want to stay here, तो यहाँ से करो. Maybe something like
Hmm.
that. And people who
Hmm.
want to go outside, they can do the doctor of public health thing that you said, कि यहाँ से करके,
Yes,
then that's a
yes.
good
Yeah,
opportunity to
that's
go
a
for.
good course actually. I've read
Yeah,
about it a bit. Yeah.
correct. Okay, so next question is it worth doing an MPH after BDS, MDS? This is also another very popular question that people have. So, do you think the return on investment, the major question is is the return on investment good? Are we spending a lot of money? Are we getting, will we be able to earn that back? That's the
Hmm.
question.
Okay, if it is worth or not, I think you decide that. I think we decide that if it is worth or not. No one else can decide that for us, right? And if you're genuinely passionate, genuinely interested, genuinely enjoying what you're doing, it is definitely worth it. Okay, and talking about the return of investment, I wouldn't say that they would be very immediate. They're not like that. It is slow. Also, like I mentioned before, public health in itself is very vast. You have to know in what field you want to grow in, what field you have your interest in. And
Interesting.
once you know you place your footing, once you know where you want to go in your career of public health, that is when things will be more put into perspective, will be more clear to you, and you will gain experience in that field. Then definitely monetary returns would be better. Yes, but it is slow. Also, I would like to say that once when you're starting out, you should not hesitate from picking up any kind of public health job that is coming to you, because that helps you a lot. That helps you a lot in ways that to know what you like, what you don't like, what your strengths are, where you can build your skills in. So I think that is how you should be approaching after
Yes.
you complete your course and go for a job.
Right. And actually, you've given a very good advice, ma'am, कि जो मिलता है, you pick it up, because at the end of the day, it's more about like that's what I recommend my clients also for corporate jobs, that pick up whatever things builds your profile. I'm not saying go for any job that's out there, but whatever is building your profile, pick it up so that you know if you like it or you don't like it. Just say for instance BDS karke pata chala that you don't want to do it. Similarly, you do that role and find out if you want to do it or you don't want to do it. That's a very good advice that you've given. Okay, so ma'am, what exams did you prepare for, and what should aspiring candidates aim for? What exam should they aim for, and how did you prepare for it?
Okay, so like I said, all the colleges have their own entrance exams, and along with that, colleges have their interviews or essays, right? Some colleges even have group discussions. Okay, so you have to prepare for all of that actually. So we'll start with the entrance first. We'll go part by part. So when looking at the entrance, there are questions which will be, based on logical reasoning. There will be basic English. Also, there will be health-related questions. Okay, so for that, what I did is I used a good old R.S. Agarwal's quantitative aptitude book. I used to, solve questions in that. So now when we have done BDS, it's been a long time since we have, practiced these kind of questions, right? We are really very out of touch, so it's nice to keep solving those questions. वो फिर जहन में हो जाता है, ठीक हो जाता है. It's not that hard actually. And also online you can find a lot of portals that give you these kind of question banks. You can time yourself and solve these questions. Basically practice. Also, a lot of these colleges, for example, TESS and even Sri Chitra, these colleges on their websites, they have their own sample papers from previous years.
Right.
Okay, so you will get a very good idea as to what kind of questions are going to come, right? So that is very helpful. Then generally just keep reading well and be abreast with whatever is going on around you in the world. Right? And especially in the health domain, that helps a lot. Like whatever health programs are being run in the country, go through Ministry of Health and Family Welfare's website, National Health Mission websites, or state level, whatever programs are there, understand them. Just give, brushing through these also. What happens is it just, backs your answers well, makes you more confident. Yeah, so that helps for entrances and for interviews, essays. These kind of things help a lot when you have a knowledge base. The essay or interview will be mostly about what you have done. Interviews will be mostly about what you have done till now, and they will be testing your knowledge about, whatever health programs are being run in the country and things like that. Your take on it. They might give you a situation and your take on it, things like that. So presence of mind, being confident and being aware, these things help.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how I prepared for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically solve a lot of questions. Keep reading, be aware, be confident. Yes.
Perfect. And ma'am, what resources are there any books that you recommend? Although आपने एक जैसे R.S. Agarwal बताया, but are there any other books that people should read? Should people take coaching? Do they require coaching for this, or can this be done self-study wise as well? So
क्वांटिटेटिव एप्टीट्यूड की मार्केट में जो भी बुक है, you can pick that up. R.S. Agarwal S. Chand publication is the best one out there. So that is why I named it. And baki online, you will get a lot of websites that give these kind of questions.
Right.
Okay. And what else did you ask? What was the last thing?
Should people take coaching for it or something like that?
Personally, I don't think coaching is required as such. If you practice on your own, now in the market, like ये FitG, Akash जैसे coaching मिलता है, MBA का CAT and all का coaching, there is no MPH coaching as such, right? There is nothing like that in the market till now. Now maybe, stakeholders like you maybe can begin. That is another thing. But अभी तक तो है नहीं. So I don't think coaching is necessary. These are very basic things. Just keep your mind at it and practice well, and you will figure things out eventually. I don't think, personally, I won't recommend coaching as such.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Touched everything related to how to get into it and all of that stuff. And I we'll definitely do a separate podcast for the curriculum of MPH because that is vast. So we cannot cover that here. And you just touched on that a bit starting me, so that's that. But now we'll move on to how did you get a job after MPH and what are the job prospects like?
Mhm. Okay, so many of the colleges have their own placement cell. I have to begin by saying that. So the placement cell helps you a lot. Like they will get you in touch with organizations and keep sending you whatever jobs are there out, out in the world, out in your area, right? And other than that, you have to uh, keep applying from your own side as well. LinkedIn, good old LinkedIn, you have to keep applying there. Then there's a website called DevNet Jobs that is very good for public health sector. Then Indeed and places like this. Also, many of these organizations like ICMR, then there is NHSRC, which is called National Health System Resource Center. It's a division of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare of India. That so all of these portals, even AIMS, their public health departments, even PGI Chandigarh, these places have on their websites, if you go, they will have project positions that will be open for MPH graduates. You can definitely apply there. Also JIPMER. And then there are various non-profit organizations that are doing very good work in public health field, like Sangat is there, Sangat India. It's in essentially based out of Goa. They do a lot of work in mental health. That's what they do. Then there is JPIGO. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it is JHPIEGO. It's Johns Hopkins University affiliate non-profit organization that functions in many parts of the world actually. And then there's Care India. Yeah, there are many organizations that like that focus on public health. And yeah, so how I got my job, I got it through LinkedIn. So I had prior experience in this field, HEOR. After my MPH, my first job was in the field of HEOR. So I had experience in this field, and that is how I got this job. I had applied on LinkedIn, talked to the recruiter, and they had given me a basic test, sort of a thing that I had to pass. And yeah, that's how I got in.
Nice. That's so would you say that the placement rate after MPH is good? Matlab, do all the people get placed? Is that it?
Yes, definitely. It might take time for some people. The time would be different. Yeah, that will be there. But otherwise, definitely everyone will get placed.
Right, ma'am. क्योंकि time तो लगता ही है that no matter which
Hmm.
field you're coming from, you do MBA, BDS, MDS, whatever you do,
Yeah.
it takes time.
Hmm.
And
Yes,
now
yes.
all the more it's taking even more time because of the recession that's come up. So things are pretty,
Hmm.
you know, tough. There are jobs are pretty tough to get into right now. And
Yeah.
what would you say is the average starting salary of MPH graduates? Because people want to know about this. This is also a very common question that I get.
Okay, for a fresher, I would say like it would be from ranging from 4.5 to 6 lakh per annum. But as you grow in that field, yes, your salary will keep increasing. But as a fresher, yeah, this might be the bracket that you are looking at. Essentially, in many places, it is going to be like that.
Okay. But there is growth opportunity, right? Because see,
Hmm.
everybody, we have to start somewhere. The only thing is ki
Yeah.
what that somewhere is, and people don't talk about the salary, but a lot of people want to know about the salary.
Hmm,
So
hmm,
there are
hmm.
growth opportunities in public health. जैसे आपने एक domain, जैसे the domain that you are working in, so you can then shift into any parallel domain related to it. Is
Yes,
that it?
yes. Yeah. You can do that. And yeah, that's how it works. जैसे तुम ग्रो करते रहोगे अपने फील्ड में, you make a mark, you make a name for yourself, definitely the returns would be good. I would say the process is slow, but you have to trust the process. Even if the process doesn't know that we're trusting it, we have to keep trusting it. Yeah, so that's how it goes.
That's a
Yeah.
good one. That's a really good one. एंड मोर देन दैट मुझे लगता है दैट इन हेल्थ केयर फील्ड हमारा फील्ड ही इतना निश है, हमारा हेल्थ केयर ही ऐसा है कि
Hmm.
here the job opportunities are going to be lesser, the salary packages are going to be lesser because हमारा हेल्थ केयर
Yeah.
उतना डेवलप्ड है नहीं एज दी
है
अदर
नहीं.
कंट्रीज, जहाँ पे लोग कहते हैं
Yes.
डेंटिस्ट तो इतना कमाते हैं बाहर जाके, बिकॉज वहां पे सब उनकी बेसिक नीड सारी फुलफिल हो रही है
Established
तब वो
है.
डेंटिस्ट के पास आ
हाँ.
रहे हैं. Similarly for
Yeah.
public health as well, I think.
Yes, yes, yes. It is same. Yeah.
The next question that I have for you, ma'am, is do you need any prior work experience to apply for an MPH program in India?
No, no, that is not essential. You don't need any work experience as such. Of course, there you will be meeting your fellow students who would have had, but like people like me, I just straight away went after BDS into MPH. I had clinic experience for a bit
Ah,
because I was trying to see if I will still fit into the clinical field. That's the only experience that I had. Public health experience I did not have, and that doesn't matter actually. It doesn't.
okay, that's good because most of the people are trying to switch after, just right after their BDS. So that is why
Hmm.
this question pops up. Okay. And so how should an aspiring candidate build their profile for an MPH program? And what did you do? And what makes a profile stand out? मतलब क्या किसी profile को preference मिलता है over another profile in interviews when, they are going through your profile? So,
Okay. So to stand out, I would say like if you know that MPH is what you want to do, you can start working towards it a bit during your internship, even after your bachelor's. You can, when you are preparing for your MPH, you can look into some short-time jobs or internships in nearby NGOs or non-profit organizations. Those kind of help. This was one advice that I had gotten from one of our seniors at that time. And also, like during my internship with three other of my co-interns, we had done a Swachh Bharat internship in
right.
which we used to go to a nearby panchayat and spread awareness about cleanliness, sanitation, hygiene, things like that. Go to schools, perform skits. So these are very co-curricular and socially responsible things that you're doing that will look good on your CV. Also, I was in the council during my college time. I was a lady representative. That I think by luck that just looked good on my CV because we used to work for Disha at that time that which is a charitable organization, which looks good on the CV again. So involving yourself in these kind of activities, uh, which have some kind of affiliation towards public health helps a lot. Yeah, that might make your CV look out of the box, but also how you perform at that point in time in your entrance, in your interview, in your essays. I think that holds more importance, I would say.
Right.
Uh, but these experiences, these kind of work that you do to build your CV, these experiences help you to better yourself
Better.
during interviews and essays and stuff. Yeah, so that is how it pans out.
That makes a lot of sense because
Mm.
if people are interested, and what I feel is कि एक तो you'll also find out doing these short internships and all of that, you'll also find out if you like the public health field because
Yes.
that's also something which is very important. And now, do
Mm-hmm.
people need to have, just this is a very research oriented field. So, do people need to have a prior research, just paper, poster, any original research, or something like that? Do they need to do things like this as well?
It is not mandatory. As in Indian colleges, it's definitely not mandatory. There are some outside colleges, I think, that ask for it, but here it is not mandatory, but it is definitely good. It builds your base very, very well. It makes you stand out. And yeah, so if you have a research paper in hand, if you have had the time to conduct an original research, do poster presentations and all that, that would be great. It's always good to have that. But if even if you don't have, there's nothing to worry. You can always do it in the long run. I think when you're pursuing the course during MPH, there are some essential things that you need to do. I think make use of your faculty as much as you can. You know, they will help you because it is a new field that you will be venturing into.
Right.
बहुत कुछ तुम beginning से पढ़ रहे होगे, अलग ही हो रहा होगा कुछ, right? And there are subjects like biostatistics and stuff that you might have not studied ever, right? And but these subjects are very interesting also. So the thing is, take help, reach out, ask for help. Seniors से help मांगो, keep reading and keep reading a lot of research papers during your MPH as well. These things help. Also build on your skills. Statistical software like Stata, SPSS, things like that. These help. Excel kind of becomes bread and butter for most of your jobs after MPH and even during MPH. So do that. Practice making graphs, practice doing analysis, do things like this, you know. Just keep polishing your skills. All these things help a lot, go a long way.
That obviously makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. In fact, corporate field mein kahin bhi doing Excel is something, Excel actually becomes your bread and butter. That I've
Yeah,
realized. Even though
it
I'm not that
does.
great at it, but ठीक है, like bare minimum तो है कि yes, I can get by. तो इतना तो है.
Yeah.
Okay, so ma'am, another thing, let's say if you don't have, जैसे आपने बोला, some people in your cohort had some work experience, some people did, जैसे आप right out of college चले गए थे. So do the salary packages reduce if you don't have work experience? Will someone जिसका prior work experience है उसको better salary package मिलेगा? ऐसा कुछ होता है?
Work experience too, I don't know. Sometimes in job posts for freshers also you see that they need work experience. I mean, how would
Yeah.
you have work experience? So work experience definitely helps. Experience counts. I think 3 to 5 experience years का जब experience हो जाता है, it's actually very very good. But not everyone will have that. You have to start from somewhere. So, yes, salary packages can be a little haphazard that way. Experienced people will get paid more. I think that is how the trend is, that is how it is been going on. So that happens. But I don't think there's anything to be, you don't have to be discouraged because of that. Uh, I would say even if a job says that it requires 0 to 3 years experience, apply for it. Apply. You never know what they're looking for. You know, you never know. In an interview, they might just really, really like you, even if you don't have experience, but your subject knowledge is good, you're confident, your skills are good, you're open to learn, right? So, बहुत time ऐसे होता है how you present yourself, right? At that point in time, that makes a lot of difference. So just trust yourself and just go ahead, go for it. That's what I would say.
And
अगर
actually,
तुम
after
100
10,
100 जगहों पे तुम अप्लाई करोगे तो तुम्हें 5 जगह से कॉल बैक आएगा, राइट? तो करो
exactly.
भाई अप्लाई. अप्लाई करने में देयर नो फीस, तुम्हारा कुछ नहीं जा रहा है. कीप अप्लाइंग. दैट इज व्हाट आई वुड से.
ये तो चीज जो आपने दो बातें बोली, 0 to 3 years ऑफ वर्क एक्सपीरियंस मांग रहे हैं, उसमें मैं तो अपने क्लाइंट्स को बोलती हूँ, अगर वो 5 से 6 साल का भी वर्क एक्सपीरियंस मांग रहे हैं, आप अप्लाई करो. बिकॉज इट्स
या
वेरी अनरियलिस्टिक. ऊपर लिखा होता है लिंक्डइन में, जैसे डिवाइडेड होता है ना, ऊपर लिखा होता है फ्रेशर स्टार्टिंग, एंट्री लेवल, फ्रेशर नहीं एंट्री लेवल लिखा होता है,
एंट्री
और
लेवल.
नीचे चाहिए उनको 5 साल का एक्सपीरियंस. मैंने कहा कहाँ से लाएगा बंदा
या
5 साल का एक्सपीरियंस?
यस,
That's
आई नो.
unrealistic. एंड जो आपने बोला ना
बिजार.
100 जगह अप्लाई करोगे तो 5 जगह से कॉल आएगा. एंड विच मैं तो बोलती रहती हूँ, मेरी बात पता नहीं लोग सुनते कि नहीं सुनते, बट आपने बोला तो आई थिंक इट विल एड अ लॉट मोर वैल्यू टू इट. बिकॉज
I'm speaking from experience.
यस
That is
हाँ,
why I'm saying. Yeah, yeah.
when I was looking for jobs, I applied to 1,500 places and I got a call back from 10,
Yeah.
1,500 places. And I definitely understand my process and method of applying at that point in time was not exactly correct, कि सिर्फ
हाँ.
1500 से 10 हुआ. But actually
Yes.
ratio ऐसा ही जाता है, and that does not mean that you are incompetent. It's just that लोग बहुत है, jobs बहुत कम है. तो
हाँ,
फिर
it's
competition is a
competitive.
lot. That is
The
very
field
true.
is definitely competitive. That is there. Yeah.
MPH is competitive.
Yeah. The field, it is competitive. And since MPH is being done by people from different kind of backgrounds, you know, some kind of jobs will need that background. So they might just pick that person, you know, even if both of you have an MPH, right? That
MPH.
can happen. Yeah.
Right.
So that ways it becomes competitive, I would say.
Right. इससे मेरे को क्वेश्चन आया, डेंटल पब्लिक हेल्थ जैसा कुछ होता है? Just a question.
I mean,
Something related to dentistry, maybe.
I mean, there are public health there are a few organizations that will have a project which is based on oral health,
अच्छा.
right? In a public health sphere, it will be
Right.
based on oral health. Yeah, that would be there. Definitely there would be. There would be projects like that, research projects like that would be going on. Yeah.
Just random question. Okay. Acha, ma'am, should MDS graduates, like if they're interested in the field, let's say किसी ने master public health dentistry कर ली, I'm just saying, and now they want to switch to masters in public health, would that be advantageous for them, or any other MDS graduate for that matter? But would that be advantageous for them?
I think this is a very person to person question. Okay. And I would say, okay, 5 years you do your BDS, 3 years you would be doing your MDS in public health dentistry, right? Then again, MPH is 2 years, 2.5 years ka course, right? So that is a lot of study. So, and a lot of investment as well, right? So I think you have to think, right? If you want to do it or no, if you like genuinely feel that an MPH is going to uh, solve what you are, solve what you're, you know, whatever you're looking for and interests you, then go for it. Yes, but I think after MDS, if you're doing MPH, you have already invested a lot of your years in studying. I'm not saying that studying for a long time is, you know, not good or anything like that, but it requires courage, right? It requires courage. It requires a lot of persistence, perseverance, patience. So yeah, be sure of what you are getting into. That is what I would say. I don't think I know a lot of people who have done MPH after MDS. I don't think I know, but if I get to know, you know, someone in the sector who is doing that, I will definitely reach out to you.
Right.
Yeah.
क्योंकि जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस द थिंग दैट इज कि अगर मान लो किसी ने एमडीएस कर लिया, देव ऑलरेडी इन्वेस्टेड सो मच टाइम, तो एक एमपीएच डिग्री से उनको कोई स्पेशलाइज्ड जॉब्स मिलेंगी क्या, और इट्स जस्ट गोइंग टू बी द सेम थिंग दैट दे विल फाइंड आफ्टर, लाइक एज एन एमडीएस भी वो अप्लाई कर सकते हैं उन जॉब्स पे?
Like how you are, you know, right now through ODGO, what you're doing is, even if a person does not have a specialized degree, like how a person would have MPH or MHA after BDS, you are guiding people right after BDS into how to go into non-clinical sector, right? Right. So
Right.
yes, MDS people can definitely do that as well.
Okay.
Right. Now BDS, after BDS, MDS, they would have collated a lot of clinical knowledge for sure, right? And they will be very, what to say, they will be equipped, they will be confident. So with a little bit of guidance, they can definitely get into non-clinical sector, I think. The main thing is that making your CV, resume well,
Right.
cover letters well. I think that guidance, if given, I think you can definitely crack a non-clinical sector job. Yeah.
Because public health की jobs are very specific. Like after BDS, people can't get a public health job. ये मैंने notice किया है.
Yeah.
That is very
Only.
specific to just MPH. मतलब ऐसा हो सकता है that MBA, MHA के बाद आप maybe public health domain या उधर कहीं काम कर सकते हो in that field. Not the same jobs obviously, but after BDS बहुत मुश्किल होता है. तो maybe I think MDS, like you said, they already have those skills, so maybe they can apply to those positions and get into those roles. Like this is
Yeah.
very specific question for, like you said, it's very personalized. Matlab, there's nothing more to that.
But
Definitely.
generally, the public health jobs, they will want an MPH graduate. They will
Right,
want that. Yeah,
right,
because they will be looking for those skills that we learn in the curriculum.
right, right.
Yeah, so that is there for sure.
That makes a lot of sense. Even I have noticed that in the market, आप एक public health job में नहीं जा सकते if you
हाँ,
don't have a public health degree. That's something that I have
yes,
noticed too.
yes. Hmm.
So, ma'am, that is all the questions that I had for you. But is there anything that you would like to guide people, or something from your experience as a dentist who has become a public health professional now? Is there something you would like to tell our audience?
Hmm. Okay, so I would like to begin by saying that I have no regrets about switching into public health. I am happy with what I'm doing currently. Uh, I would say that is essentially because I knew that I want to do MPH. Uh, I think that is why it has, you know, come down to that. But like if you go into this field just because you don't want to do MDS, I don't think that will be fruitful in the long run. Maybe for
Right.
a short time you will feel okay, yes, this is fine, but in the longer run, you have to be happy. Like if you're looking at your career, कितने सालों का process है वो, right? And so you should be very sure about why you going into MPH, right? Because not like there are not other fields that you cannot explore after BDS. There are other courses that you can do. So you should be sure about why you're doing MPH. That is important. Of course, you would be looking at MPH because you don't want to do MTS. Yes, that is essentially that is why you would be looking at MPH. But also like read about MPH nicely, or go to a college's website and see what the curriculum entails. See if you will like it. Like I said before, talk to people who have done it and try to understand the course as a whole and see if you like it. Then go into it. That would help you be happy with your choices, and uh, you know help you stay sane in the longer run, basically, and that
That
is
makes a lot of
important.
sense. That is
Yeah,
actually very important.
yeah, and also like when you're applying for jobs and you see the salary packages not being as good as maybe what your maybe a fellow school friend who is an engineer is making, or it might not be like that, but it is a slow field. It takes time to grow in that field, but once you know what you like and where you want to apply your skills, uh, I think the growth is immense, the opportunities are immense. You will make a change, you will be making progress and be happy about what you're doing, and monetary returns will be there as well. I think it's important to just remember that and keep holding on to that faith, and yeah, just trust the process basically. Mhm.
That makes a lot of sense. And I think we've pretty much covered everything that anyone would want to know and the most common questions that I get. And thank you so much for doing this with a small business like us. And we hope जब आप extremely famous public health professional बन जाओ तो हमें याद जरूर रखना कि I took your first interview. I took your first interview ना?
Yes, definitely. You're the first one, and I thought. Yeah, it was an honor being here. I'm glad I could do this. I hope it was helpful. I really hope it was helpful. And
That
yeah, thanks for having me, man. I had a
always.
blast.
And I will make sure that people लोग please हमें feedback जरूर drop करिएगा so we get to know what more you want to know about MPH. And if you even want to reach out to her, she's, like I said at the start, she's actually very helpful in terms of guiding you through the whole process. So she can definitely do that. You can reach out to us for anything that you require. And this was actually very enlightening because बाहर information है, ऐसा नहीं कि बाहर information नहीं
Hmm.
है. बट वही है कि सब कुछ इतना स्कैटर्ड है और सब कुछ इतना रोजी
हाँ,
रोजी है. कॉलेज वेबसाइट पे जाओ
hmm.
तो वो कुछ ऐसे थोड़ी बताते हैं, सब कुछ थोड़ी
हाँ,
बताते. दे आर
yes.
जस्ट
Yeah, I
keeping
know.
it, just promoting the
Mhm.
program. So thank you so much, ma'am. This actually will help a lot of people in making a decision towards their MPH choices, and we hope that we help. So let's see.
Yeah, yeah. Kudos to Odiju and you, man. Great job you guys are doing. Amazing.
थैंक यू मैम थैंक यू
Yeah.
यू गाइस तो क्या मैं ही हूँ बट जब हम यू गाइस होंगे
तो तू ही है, पूरी you guys ही है तू. Yeah.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम फॉर बीइंग हियर
Okay.